We have the Greater Boston Building Trades Unions in the building. Give it up. The Massachusetts Building Trades Unions. Unite Here, Local 26. Laborers, 1199 SEIU. The App Drivers Union. IBEW Local 103. Reminding us that there is no economic justice without racial justice. We got AFSCME, Carmen's and Machinists, and all our educated unions holding it down, the public sector. And winning contracts for union members all over the state. Keep building public sector, a public good. We have our community partners here this morning. ACLU, 50501, 5051, Unitarian, Universalist, Indivisible, Community Labor United. New England, United for Justice. La Collaborativa, Mass Senior Action Council, so many more. All of us here with us today, honoring workers in their communities and ready to hit the streets with us in solidarity. We even have some of our elected officials who are ready to throw down and march in the parade with us today. Like Mayor Michelle Wu, of course. Senators Warren and Markey, Congresswoman Presley. Let's go. Governor Haley, Attorney General Campbell, state senators and state reps like Lydia Edwards and Marjorie Decker, city councilors and mayors from Boston, Chelsea, Cambridge, Malden, and more. That's why this holiday, Labor Day, is so important. It invites us to remember that strong movements are made up of many communities, many leaders, many organizations, and many struggles that join us together in an unstoppable, transformational force, able to change the course of history.
And of course, that's why the labor movement is so important. We need the leadership of our members. We need the power of workers in our unions. We need the solidarity of our community partners and elected officials to continue the legacy of building a united front, to resist, to challenge those who have always tried to divide us. So today, on Labor Day, let's recommit to our shared struggle. Let's organize for respect and dignity in the workplace, for our families, for our communities, and let's fight for that world we know is possible, together as a broad and diverse and powerful united front.
Yeah!
And let's remind everyone that on this Labor Day, it's better in a union. Because when I say union, you say power. Union! Power! Union! Power! When I say justice, you say now. Justice! Now! Justice! Now! When I say fight, you say win. Fight! Win! Fight! Win! Fight! Win! Okay, so now we're gonna go to the rest of the speakers.
Now I'd like to bring up the Greater Boston Labor Council's Executive Vice Presidents. Without this incredible crew, we would not be able to do, and we would not be in the streets today without their leadership. Please give it up for Colleen Glenn from IATSE Local 11. Tiger Starbridge from AFSCME Council 93. Sam Dillon from the Boston Firefighters Local 718. Carlos Aramayo from Unite Here Local 26. And Lou Antonellis from IBEW Local 103. Marlon Washington from 1199 SEIU.
And of course, let's give it up for one of the most strategic labor leaders I know, a powerhouse in the labor movement, our dear friend and comrade, Brian Doherty from the Boston Building Trades Council. So now introduce our next speaker.
Good morning, brothers, sisters, and kin. Happy Labor Day! I have the distinct honor and immense privilege to introduce to you all a real-life rock star, a card-carrying union member of LIUNA Local 22 and a longtime member of OPIU Local 6, a dynamic labor leader with a proven track record of being smart, strategic, fierce, dedicated champion who strives for economic, social, and racial justice in the workplace for working people in the Commonwealth and beyond. It is with tremendous respect and admiration I give you the president of the Massachusetts AFL-CIO and my friend, Chrissy Lynch.
Good morning, union siblings. Thank you, Darlene, the Greater Boston Labor Council, but mostly all of you for being here to mark this year's Labor Day, which is our annual reminder that it is the working class that is the backbone of America, not the billionaire class. This is a day where we recommit ourselves to an economy that actually works for the working class. Because right now, our economy and our laws are rigged to favor the billionaire, corporate executive class. But it's only the working class, when united, do we have the power to demand laws and policies that grow the middle class, that raise people's wages, that ensure quality health care, retirement security. We want bread, but damn it, we want roses too. When we fought for an 8-hour workday and a weekend, when we said our jobs shouldn't kill or maim us, big business said no way. Now we say we want safeguards from AI stealing our jobs, our privacy, our data. And now it's the modern day robber barons and big tech that says no way. But throughout history, the collective power and sacrifice of millions of working people has led to the standards that created the middle class, including our right to a union. Those rights that we celebrate every Labor Day are being ripped up by a federal government that is hostile to unions and the working class in a way we have never seen before. All workers deserve the freedom, fairness, and security that comes with the union contract. But every organizing campaign, every strike is an act of radical hope. We bet our collective power that we can have a better life. One where we don't have to struggle to afford food, housing, and health care. Where nobody is targeted for who they love or where they were born. And where we can raise our kids with some hope that they will have a better life than we have. Right now, working class people are anxious. We're anxious about our jobs. We're anxious about how we're going to pay our constantly increasing bills. We're anxious if we or our neighbors are going to get ripped off the streets by an inhumane regime. And I'm going to say this with love to every elected official standing with us today. We feel shut out by both political parties, neither of whom have done enough to provide economic security for the working class. Both parties, with love, have contributed to a system that prioritizes what corporations want over what our communities need. The platform of the Republican Party is blatantly anti-union. And those parts of the platform are being aggressively rammed through by this federal government that has power. The platform of the Democratic Party, to be clear, is very pro-union. But down in D.C., it is incredibly dusty. That's why recent polling shows that public approval for unions is 20 points higher than approval for either political party. Working people are hungrier than ever for a union because they know that we are their best shot to get a fair return on their hard work. Every year, corporate profits, billionaire profits, break new records. So does their influence in our elections. Project 2025, already over 40% complete, is the Trump administration's checklist on how to dismantle our federal government. programs like Medicare that working class families rely on, the very laws we celebrate every Labor Day. Workers built this country, and when the middle class was the biggest, when the middle class was the most prosperous, union membership was the highest. The super rich paid their fair share in taxes, and the economy was far less rigged in favor of the wealthy few. We are here today to say that workers deserve an economy and a government for the people, not the billionaires. And when working people come together in solidarity, we will rewrite the rules to win back real economic power and revive the American dream. Thank you for standing with us today. Together, let's go kick some ass for the working class, using only the weapons of love, solidarity. Thank you.
When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Good morning, everyone. My name is Jessica Tang, and I am a BTU member and president of the American Federation of Teachers in Massachusetts. With the mighty Massachusetts Teachers Association and the Boston Teachers Union, we represent over 140,000 education workers and public service workers across the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Now, Labor Day is both a celebration of the labor movement and a call to action for all to join us in our pursuit of creating better lives for all. For too long, the income inequality gap has continued to grow. The top 1% now controls over 30% of the wealth, while the bottom 50% controls just 2.5%. There are now over 700 more billionaires in the United States than there were just 25 years ago. The ultra-rich are getting richer, while those of us in the working class continue to fall farther and farther behind, making it harder to afford everything from housing to groceries and from healthcare to a secure retirement. And the growing gap between worker salaries and CEO salaries is disgusting, and union busting is part of the billionaire strategy. That's because unions are on the front lines of fighting for not just better wages and working conditions for union members, but a better life for all. The current federal administration, however, has abandoned working people and abandoned our unions, cutting projects and funding that are causing Americans to lose their jobs and livelihoods, and implementing policies that are accelerating inequality. For example, over 37,000 manufacturing jobs have been lost since tariffs were raised 3 months ago, and every American is now paying for them. Federal minimum wages are on the chopping block, and the loosening of workplace safety regulations will put the health and lives of workers at risk. The firing of the National Labor Relations Board member has frozen their ability to protect employees and enforce labor laws. And the greatest union busting move in history, ending collective bargaining rights for more than 1 million federal workers and counting. Shame. But that is why we are all here today, to say this unprecedented attack on labor, on regular working people, must end. The corporate greed that puts people over profits must end. We need leaders in all parties everywhere to understand that strong working class is vital to democracy, and we must put workers over billionaires. Not just today, but every day. So this Boston's first Labor Day parade marks a new chapter in our city's history. Each stop along the parade route tells a story of labor in Boston, from the founding of public education to historic strikes to modern fights for fair contracts. I am thrilled to introduce a worker from each of these parade stops to share why they are here today, ready to march with pride and purpose to show everyone that it's better in a union. First up, we have Deshaun Simmons, a member of our sister union, the Massachusetts Teachers Association, who will talk about the first public school and importance of public education.
Good morning, Boston. My name is Deshaun Simmons, and I am a proud middle school history educator in Somerville. I also have the great honor and privilege of being the president of the Somerville Educators Union, 780 members strong, which is also part of the Massachusetts Association, which is 116,000 members strong. On this Labor Day, I want to lift up two important points for you. First, our unions are declaring in one strong voice that all of our students are welcome at our public schools. They are welcome at our public colleges. We will continue to treat our students with the dignity and respect that they deserve. We will continue to shield them from the harassment and intimidation from our federal government that it's unleashing on our students and their families. Listen, it is hard to be an educator these days, but it's such a joy to be with our students. We celebrate our school communities for who they are, wherever they come from, whoever is their family. We will use our skills as educators to help them build a world where all families can thrive and our democracy can flourish. We will fight for public education and for the public good. If you believe in schools where every student is safe and receives the support that they need, let me hear you make some noise. The second thing I want to lift up for you today is even if our law, our federal government fails us, our unions are going to keep fighting each day for all of our students and for our contracts to codify the services that our students need. Listen, in Somerville, we made it a priority to get $50,000 for paraprofessionals in this state, and we won. We made it a priority to get 12 weeks of fully paid parental leave, and we won. In this state, we made a priority to fund our schools using the Fair Share Amendment, and we won. These victories are the necessary investments to retain the most qualified and dedicated educators in our public schools. But they don't happen without a fight. To every worker here, I say dream bigger, fight harder, because we will not sit back and do nothing as politicians are backed by billionaires that try to gut public education and turn our schools over to private interests. Because when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Thank you, Boston.
Next up, we have Alicia Tracy, Executive Director of Community Labor United, who will talk about our second stop and how BlackRock is a symbol of corporate greed and why we must fight against Wall Street giants who profit over people.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Labor Day. My name is Alicia Tracy. I am the Executive Director of Community Labor United. I'm here to invite you to join us on 60 State Street, the office of BlackRock. BlackRock, one of the world's biggest financial corporations, BlackRock manages more than $10 trillion in assets, more money than the national economy of any country in the world, with the exception of the United States and China. Today, it's a day to recommit ourselves to the important struggle. Join us at 60 State Street in front of BlackRock office, because we must put people first and workers over billionaires. I'll see you there.
For our third stop in our Labor Day parade, Shamia Turner from the Sheet Metal Workers, Local 17, is going to share how history runs deep in Boston and how important Faneuil Hall is to the Boston building trades unions, to United Food and Commercial Workers, and to the entire labor movement.
Good morning, beautiful people. It's a good day to be labor siblings with all of you. Thank you for being here. I represent Sheet Metal Workers, Local 17, and all of my building trade siblings. We will be at Faneuil Hall, the cradle of liberty, celebrating freedom, solidarity, and democracy. In the 1830s, the Faneuil Hall was the first site of the Building Trades Union meeting. And also, in the 1950s, the Food and Commercial Workers made history by organizing people who corporate entities wanted to bring in as scabs. Instead of abusing them because they're scabs, they decided to organize them into a union. Now, if that's not a story of solidarity, I don't know what is. So, as you join us on these stops, I want to ask you two questions. Who if you want to just wait for the parade and cheer them on, please, some of you, please join me over at Faneuil Hall. Just walk over there right away, and we can welcome the parade together. But other than that, happy Labor Day, everybody.